All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We are going to get started right on down to the mat. We go and grab anything that you think you may need before you get going. What is that? Your stool, maybe, a pillow, a strap. You never know what you may need. Go ahead and have that ready. And just come on down and bring those knees right into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here. Maybe even gently move those hips around. A little circle. Like just reverse that. And then pull those knees in one more time. Give them a nice squeeze. And release your knees, place your feet down. Keep the knees bent. But heel toe your feet now to the edges of the mat. So the feet are nice and wide. Just let your knees fall in together. Maybe place a hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Let's feel this diaphragmatic breath before we get started. So as you exhale all the air out, your belly button should kind of make its way towards the spine. On your inhale, the belly should extend. Perfectly fine to come into the chest. And just exhale it right back out. Again, nice deep breath, but not forced, right? And exhale now. And just continue that breath pattern in through the belly. Maybe you seal the lips. Inhale and exhale through the nose. That is not a rule, right? You can breathe through the mouth if you like, just either way, try not to clench your teeth. Keep the jaw nice and loose. And remember, this is your practice, right? So modify as needed. Prop up, pad up, we'll talk that through. If you need to even skip a pose, that is perfectly fine as well. Just join us whenever you are ready. A few more breaths here. Now begin to separate those knees. Keep that breath flowing. Make sure those feet stay nice and wide. Take the arms out wide as well. Big breath here. As you exhale, let those knees fall to the left. On your inhale, right back up. And exhale over to the other side. And again, inhale, lifting. Exhale over. And just keep that going for a few times. Just get a little bit of awareness to the hips here. Don't force the knees down. Maybe you begin to just look over the opposite shoulder. Just get a little movement in the neck. All right, lifting those knees back to the sky, bring them right on into the chest for a squeeze. Feel free to just gently lift your shoulders off the mat if you like. Just kind of get a nice little roundness of the spine. Don't force it. And just relax everything right back down. And you have two ways we're going to choose to come to the seat. You can either roll to your side, gently push yourself up, hands behind your thighs. You can slow rock if you like. Never come up on that first one, but build momentum. You're going to do two things here. You're going to protect your lower back as you build momentum, and you're going to massage that spine. And then right on up we go. Come all the way around. Table. Spreading the knees, big toes touch, hips right back towards your heels. Now this may even begin to where you start to prop up and pad up. We're going to come right down into child's pose. But if you need a chair or a stool or a pillow, then you place your forearms right there on that stool or that chair, right? You don't want to force it. You don't want to feel uncomfortable, right? You want to make sure you're nice and comfy throughout these poses today. Just relax and breathe. Allow the hips to open a bit here. If the forehead is down, maybe on a block or the mat, just gently side to side. Start to massage the forehead. Continue that movement in your neck. Settle everything down. Exhale it out. On that inhale, maybe you start to walk the hands out a little bit. Maybe you stretch just a little bit through the arms. Maybe you feel it through the rib cage. Maybe eventually the palms and the forearms lift and you feel it through the spine. If you'd like to see a little extension through the upper spine, just take a quick peek up at those fingers, right? And then just relax everything right back down to the mat. On your inhale, let's come back up in the table. Make sure those wrists are directly under the shoulders there. The knees are under the hips. Flatten your left foot into the mat and slide the right foot back. Push the ball of that right foot into the mat. And feel that calf stretch from your heel through the bend in the knee. Just keep that gentle pressure there. Again, if you need your forearms on a stool, it's perfectly fine here, right? No worries. Let's get a little movement here. So we're just going to shift our shoulders over the wrist. And we're going to lean just past the wrist here. Legs going to stay long and strong, right? You're just going to bend the toes. So we're stretching the wrist and the toes. So back with the heel pressure. And then forward we go. And just get that nice gentle movement back and forth. Nice and easy does it. All right, as you come back up on that last one, let's bring that right knee in underneath the hip, flatten the right foot, slide your left foot back. Go ahead and push the ball of that foot into the mat. Feel that calf again. Get that stretch from the heel through the bend in the knee. Again, if you need to use that stool, there's no problem with putting your forearm down across your stool, right? Make sure you're still breathing, right? That's the most important part of any practice is the breath. If you want to start that movement, we're going to shift over the wrists, keep that leg long, and then as you go right past, you're going to feel the toes get that bend, and then right back. Settle it down, and then just shifting it forward and back. And just back and forth. Move with your breath, move with purpose. All right, we're going to bring that knee back in. And as you do, we're going to flatten the left foot again. We're going to place the bony part of that right foot into the arch of your left. Now, you may want to use some blocks here, but you definitely want to use a little bit of pressure with the hands, but we're going to lean back. Keep that pressure on your hands, hips toward your heels. Eventually, maybe a little bit of pressure on that foot. Be mindful. Don't put all that body weight on your foot. And then eventually you're just going to start to slowly massage the inside of that foot. Again, you don't want to put all the pressure of the weight on your foot. Just nice and easy does it. And then come right back in the table, just so we can switch sides. Right foot's going to flatten. The bony part of that left foot steps right into the arch of the right. Again, be mindful as you start to make your way back. Maybe it's no pressure on the heels. Maybe it's a little. If you're able to sit all your weight on there, maybe that's super cool. Super cool. All right, let's come right back up in the table here. Flatten that right foot once again. Slide your left foot back. This time, lift your left heel and bend your knee. Keep that foot parallel with the mat. And just go a few pulses here. Just lift the knee. Don't worry about how high. Don't worry about how fast. Don't worry about how many. Pay attention to your hip, right? Just a little movement there. Nice and easy does it. Maybe on that last time, let's lift the knee with an inhale. Lift your chin gently. Exhale, just bring the knee into the chest. It's perfectly fine to set your foot down. You can still get a nice round spine here with that knee into the chest, your foot down. And then come right back to neutral, flattening the left foot. Slide that right foot back. Lift the heel, bend the knee, keep that foot parallel with the ceiling, and just get those gentle pumps. And don't worry, don't go too fast to your body. Maybe on that last one, we lift the knee, we lift the chin, nice big breath. Exhale, bring that knee into the chest. It's okay to set that foot down. Just tuck the chin and round the spine. Let's come right back to neutral. As you do, knees wide, big toes touch. Take the left hand to the sky. Nice big breath here. Open that rib cage towards the ceiling and turn your palm up. Take that left hand and drive it through to the right. Sink your hips to your heels. Turn your head. Take that left ear towards the mat or use your pillow, right? If you're uncomfortable, come back up a little more. Put those pillows there. Or if you would like to come all the way up, maybe even seated in a chair, you can take the left arm across the body, point all the way to the right. You're gonna reach the right hand in front, shake hands with the sky, and then you'll gently pull that arm right across. We're eventually gonna still feel the same thing. The shoulder blade should begin to separate, right? Make sure you turn off the thighs, turn off the glutes there. Just relax and breathe. Keep breathing here. Not gonna hang out as long as we do in our typical yin classes, but we're gonna hang just a little bit longer here. Just a few more breaths here. On that inhale, let's come right back up in the table. Keep the knees wide. Exhale those strong arms under your shoulders. Let's get a little movement here. Keep the hips up and the knees wide. Take the left hand back to the sky. Big breath. And as we exhale, palm up, drive it through to the right. Inhale again, right back up. Exhale under and through. Inhale again, reach. Exhale under and through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale that right hand up. Exhale, palm up, drive it through. Sink those hips towards your heels. Turn your head, take that right ear towards the mat. Remember, you can place that head on a block or a pillow. You can put a pillow in between your hips and your heels if you like. That'll take a little bit of pressure, believe it or not, off of your hips. And remember, you can sit in a chair or sit tall here. Reach that right arm across, left arm out this time. You'll bend the elbow, shake hands with the sky, right? And then you'll gently pull that arm across. Keep breathing here. Just a few breaths here. On that inhale, we're going to come back up. Keep those knees wide as we exhale, those strong arms right under the shoulders. Inhale, right hand back to the sky. Keep the hips up. Exhale, palm up, drive it through to the left. Inhale again, back up. Exhale, under and through. Inhale again, reach. Exhale, under and through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, place that right hand down, flatten it, ball your left fist up, place your knuckles into the mat. Try to keep that left arm straight here, but be mindful of this pressure. Just gently roll that wrist over. It may not touch the mat, right? Just roll it back and forth, nice and easy, never forcing a stretch, right? This is a leverage stretch, so be mindful here. But this is a good little nerve flosser here. For that C6, C7 that comes all the way around to the fingers. Let's place that left hand flat. Ball that right wrist up, knuckles down, right? Gently roll it over. Again, straight arm, but be mindful of the pressure you put on that wrist. Just a few times here. All right, back to a neutral position here. We're going to step our left leg outside of the left hand. Left leg outside of the left hand. Now, this is where we talk about propping up and padding up for sure for today's class. So today I want you to be very kind to those wrists. So if you have a table or chair or something you can put your forearms on, if you don't want to get too low to the mat, you can put your forearms on a chair. But begin to guide that right knee back So now we have that deep runner's lunge. But this is where I want you to be kind to your wrist. If you have even some bean bags, right? You can lay right across the bean bags. You have 6 or 7 pillows, right? But if you don't have those, it's perfectly fine to stay with strong arm. Just relax your neck here, even relax the thigh. Let that thigh just kind of fall to the side even. Just relax and breathe here. Remember, you can make any adjustments that you need. You can come out at any time you need, right? Just make sure that you're able to relax here. We don't want you to push beyond the edge. Still with that diaphragmatic breath there, right? Just a breath or so here. Relax those thighs one last time. Relax the glutes. Let's come back up to strong arms. And as you do, walk those hands back. The right hip is going to shift over that right knee. Step the left foot back, right into table we go. Spread the knees to the edges of the mat, big toes touch. And drop the hips to your heels. But do that 5 slow times. Come back up, nice and easy. And just right back. And no rush, but when you get to that 5th time, just stay right there in child's pose. All right, reach those hands out in front of you with an inhale. And as you exhale, just walk both set of hands over towards that right corner and maybe feel that left arm stay fairly straight. You're going to potentially feel this from the hip through the rib cage, right? Just a couple of breaths here. Come on back to center with an inhale. Exhale over towards that left corner. Right arm fairly straight. Reaching for that left corner. Come on back to center. Let's come back up in the table. And right foot outside of the right hand. Same thing, strong arms under those shoulders. Guide that left knee back. When you get nice and comfortable with that left knee back at an angle, bring your stool back over. Bring those pillows back over, right? Prop up, pad up. Take the pressure off of your wrists, right? Want to be kind and gentle to the wrist this morning. Just take it easy, but still enjoy this lunge. Allow the quads to stretch, the hamstrings, the glutes. Keep breathing here. Remember, if you relax that right thigh, don't worry about that knee falling to the side. It's okay. Maybe even turn the toes on that right foot out a little bit for support. Just a breath or so here. Let's slowly come back up with strong arms. And as we do, walk those hands back, left hip over the knees, step the right foot back. Keep the knees nice and wide, big toes touch, and let's go 5 more times. In and out of child's pose. And again, just to get a little awareness, a little movement in the hips here. You get to that 5th time, stay right in child's pose. Yes, I see that, Susan. Every time, every time. All right, let's come right back up in the table. Bring those knees all the way together, knees all the way together here. And then sit your hips right back to the heels. And remember, if you need a pillow in between your hips and your heels, perfectly fine. We're gonna fold over those thighs as we round the spine. Maybe you rest your forehead on your stool or your blocks, pillow. Maybe you're able to relax the neck and the forehead will make its way all the way towards the mat. If you don't have a block, you can always just stack your fist and rest your forehead on your fist, right? But if you feel comfortable enough to maybe reach your hands around towards the rear of the mat, don't grab the ankles, just let your hands rest right beside your ankles. Just relax your shoulders. Feel that flexion in the spine as the spine rounds over the thighs. Keep breathing here. On your inhale, let's come right up in the table. Nice and slowly we go. Hands under those shoulders, right? Knees under the hips. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, gently lift your chin. Roll the shoulders a bit. Lift your tailbone. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, arch your back, tuck your tailbone. Just continue those cat-cows and move with your breath, right? Nice and easy. Again, don't push it. Just find your edge. Keep moving. I'm going to continue this for maybe about 30 more seconds. And then come back to neutral, and we're going to continue with some spinal movement here. It's going to be side to side. So we're going to shift our hips maybe to the left side and peek over your right shoulder. And then on your inhale, we'll come back to neutral. And as you exhale, we're going to shift the hips to the right. We're going to peek over that left shoulder. And then with your own breath, back to neutral with the inhale. And as you exhale into this little spinal bend here. And then come back to neutral here, and we're going to walk the knees back to where you feel like you're in a modified push-up, and then slower all the way to your belly. All the way to your belly. Go ahead and flatten the feet, loosen the glutes, and take the left arm out like a T. Again, being mindful here, this is another leverage stretch. You may stay right here. You may want to bend the right knee. And as you do, gently start to lean to the left. And maybe place that right foot behind the bend in your left knee. And you may stay right there with just a little bit of gentle pressure with the hand. And again, this is a leverage stretch. So be mindful here, right? You may take that right hand and place it gently behind the hip, right? Another option is to reach your right hand to the sky and allow the right hand to fall back towards the left as if the backs of the hands are trying to touch each other. But you have options here, right? So don't ever force anything, and don't ever feel like that there is a certain place that you have to be. Listen to your body and breathe. Keep breathing here, just a few more breaths. If you have that right hand back around you, gently come back around for support. Slowly come back around, hips and chest square to the mat. And then just line your forearms up together, right in front of your face. Turn your head to the left and just rest your left cheek onto your forearms. Just a nice little resting belly pose here. Take that tension out of your thighs, take the tension out of the glutes. Just breathe. All right, let's come right up to our forearms. Right up to our forearms in what we call Sphinx pose. Elbows are going to be under the shoulders. If you don't feel comfortable enough with them under your shoulders, just walk your hands out away from you. And your chest will make its way down towards the mat, right? You'll take that pressure off your spine. Just try not to flare the arms, right? Try not to have the elbows to the outside. And make sure the feet are flat, the glutes are loose here. If you feel like you need just a little more intensity, you can always push just the pads of your fingers into the mat. And as you gently pull those hands towards your body, you may feel that in the mid to upper part of your spine. And just relax and stay right there. Keep breathing here. Keep those feet flat, loose, loose. Just gently come back down to the chest. Take the right arm out like a T. If you feel comfortable bending the left knee, you don't even have to bend the leg to roll to the side. If you feel comfortable bending the left knee, start to roll to that right side and place that left foot behind the bend in the right knee. If you need to put your head on a pillow or a block, you can. If you want to leave the left hand in front of your face for support, that is perfectly fine. If you would like to place that left hand, just drape it over the hip, you can do that. If you want to take that left arm to the sky and begin to let it fall back again as if the backs of the hands are trying to touch each other. Relax and breathe here. Just a few breaths here. Slowly, we're going to bring the left hand back around. Support yourself as you gently come back to your chest. Line up the forearms again in front of your face. Turn your head this time to the left and place that right cheek down onto your forearms. Don't forget to still breathe here, right? Still focus on that breath. All right, we're gonna come back to the forearms. We're gonna start to lift our hips and walk those knees in, and then come around to our seat and eventually making your way to your back. Go ahead and bring those knees into that squeeze again. Move those hips around. Spread them if you like. Pull the knees by the rib cage. And then place your feet back down to the mat. Let's heel toe your feet to the edges of the mat. Arms out wide like we did in the beginning. And let those knees fall to the left, but this time we're going to let them stay there. So once your knees fall to the left, if you need to put something underneath, right? There's those pillows we talked about again. Pillows underneath your thighs or your knees. Your shoulders are square. Maybe you're looking over that right shoulder. Maybe you're just looking right at the ceiling. If you need to back off of that intensity, you can maybe heel toe the right foot towards the left, and that's going to back off of that medial rotation. But if you want to add to it, very subtle, heel toe, listen to your body, heel toe, listen to your body, heel toe the right foot away from the left. And again, there's that medial rotation on the right hip. Make sure you breathe in here. Relax the thighs, the glutes. Just a few breaths here. On the inhale, let's gently lift those knees back to the sky and ever so gently bring them right on into the chest just for a little bit of a reset here. And again, be mindful, move nice and slowly. If you can cross your shins, high up at the shins, and then reach over and grab the ankles. Don't grab your heels, grab either the ankles or the shins and gently pull, right? You're gonna maybe feel this on the outside of the hips, but just a gentle pull. Those ankles towards your body, just kind of hold them there. And then reverse that, cross those shins. Reach over, grab the ankles, perfectly fine to grab the shin. Just don't grab the heel, just don't put a lot of pressure on that joint if you do. Release those knees, or feet rather, drop the feet to the mat. Keep your knees bent and drop the knees over to the right. So the feet are gonna stay nice and wide with the knees bent. Knees to the right, arms out wide. Remember to bring that left foot this time closer to the right if you need to back off, or if you need to add to that intensity, the left foot slowly moves away from the right. Relax the thighs, relax the glutes, and breathe. Remind yourself to release that tension. Just a few breaths here. On the inhale, knees are going to come back to the sky. And then just gently bring those knees right into the chest. Again, nice and easy does it. Don't be in a hurry. Slow, start to move the hips. Slow, start to move the hips. And then just be able to move around a little more when it goes away, holding that. All right, squeeze the knees. Release, walk your feet all the way out. All the way out. Reach your arms above your head. Walk your feet over to the left corner of your mat while keeping your hips in the center. So the feet to the left corner of your mat. And then walk your hands, your head and shoulders over towards that left corner. And remember, this is just as much as a reach, right? Through the rib cage as well as a side bend. So essentially we're in this banana pose here. And if you feel comfortable enough, you can lift the right ankle and cross it over the left, right? Make sure you're breathing here. Again, you don't want to overdo it. Just find that edge, right? Maybe that's not crossing the ankles. Just a few breaths here. All right, we're going to come back and cross your ankles back to center with your feet, as well as the hands, head, and shoulders. Keep those arms above your head. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms away from you. Pull the toes toward your body. Push those heels away from your hands and your hands away from the heels there. Just lengthen through the hamstrings, the rib cage, the spine. Feel it shoot all the way through the fingers. And when you're ready, relax. Keep those hands up top. Walk your feet now over towards that right corner, as well as your hands, head, and shoulders towards the right corner. And if picking up that left ankle, crossing it over, the right feels good, go for it. Just a few more breaths here. All right, as you start to uncross the feet, make the feet back to the center of the mat as well as the hands, head, and shoulders. Go ahead and interlace those fingers once again. Turn those palms away from you. Pull the toes towards you, push the heels away, push the hands away, lengthen through the hamstring, the rib cage, the spine, through those arms, through the fingers. And when you are ready, release the hands. Take the hands out by your side, maybe. The feet to the corners of the mat. And get nice and comfy here. Pillows maybe, blanket, sweatshirt. Grab the kitty cat. Grab the pup. And just give yourself a few moments of stillness here. And as you do, just allow the thighs and the glutes to relax. Maybe feel the feet flop to the side. Try to have no movement in the fingers. So the forearms, biceps, the triceps relax. The shoulders nice and relaxed. Hopefully the neck was nice and loose. Just forget about the breath for a moment or two. For those of you who would like to finish our practice exactly where you are, you feel free to stay right there. No worries, no hurries. For those of you who'd like to come to your seat, start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, get a little movement going. And as you bring the heels together, bring the knees in for one last squeeze. And you can choose to either roll to your side or rock and roll yourself to your seat. And again, if you stay on your back, it's perfectly fine. And then once you come to that seat, maybe get the sit bones nice and square, spine long, hands on the knees, or if you're on your belly, hand on the chest, hand on the belly. And exhale all the air out. Let's take another breath together here. In through the belly, feel it come into the chest and hold. Take another sip with me and hold. One more sip and hold. And exhale it out. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for hanging this morning. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day. You know the dealio. Be kind to yourself.